today's devlog. I don't have much of a plan, but I was just thinking about what I could potentially do. Wait a minute. I just realized that my music was still up loud. It'll be dope if I can figure out a way to automate that. Whenever I start, it lowers the volume. Anyways, not much I can do about that. What I was saying is I'm trying to figure out, I guess, what I'm gonna do for today's devlog. I haven't had anything worthwhile that I've been working on that I think is worthy of showing lately. So I'm kind of starting from ground zero, essentially, figuring out what to do. I was just thinking though that I can start playing with the open API just to kind of see, what I can do with it. And I was thinking I can do like either a Next.js site or solid.js, something like that. Let me go ahead and switch over to my screen. Probably be better. And I also got to make sure that I'm streaming, so give me a moment to pull up the Twitch stream manager and confirm that I am indeed streaming and that everything looks and sounds fine. So just give me a moment, bear with me. Yep, all right, seems to be working. All right, yeah, cool. Let me put on my headphones so I can listen to some music. Got my little this lightning to 3.5 millimeter so I can listen and not have any lag or anything. Let me turn down the iPad. All right, let's see what I got going on first. If there's anything I need to close before I start showing off stuff. Nope, cool, I'm good. Nothing that's private here. Bring this over here. Create a little folder right quick for my devlog thing. I like to kind of put together a short list of what I can do whenever I do these things. Let's make it that color. All right. So today is 2023-02-03. All right. So the idea of what I'm thinking that I can do is, I don't know, we'll just play around with open API. Let's see, build basic next endpoint. I'm not really sure what else I can do, so I'm gonna leave it at this for now. Oops. And we'll move over to here. Now, I haven't done any form of programming in a while. It's been a couple months, so I'm kind of rusty. So I'm going to reacquaint myself with Next. Plus, I heard that there's a new version. I don't keep up with these things, so apologies. All right. So if you are someone who is new to development or you don't really understand it, this is probably going to be a really good stream for you because you're going to get to see what an actual engineer would do if they don't know something. For what it's worth, I no longer work as a software engineer. I'm still under engineering, but now I do something called developer advocacy. So it's more so with dealing with developer experience and making sure that our products suit the needs of our developer users. And in addition to that, I do content like blog, like writing stuff, documentation, sample code, making videos, podcasts, presentations, talks, that kind of thing. You can't tell right now because none of this is planned, but hopefully I can convince you that I actually know a little bit of something. I'm not entirely dumb. All right, so there's this automatic setup, and notice I just clicked the docs and I'm seeing that it's got this automatic setup. And I'm taking note for myself too, because I would like for the docs that I work on or will eventually work on to be similar to this. All right, so I'm going to use Yarn because that's what I'm familiar with. And what I'm going to use is the create next app with this TypeScript thing. And I also want to check to see if there's like Tailwind integration here, automatic, so I don't have to do anything. Optimizing built-in CSS. Okay. All right, so it looks like I'm going to have to set up Tailwind myself. I was hoping that it would just be a default or an option or something like that, unless the create next app has that. I'm going to try it first. Let's see, maybe this is going to give me a WYSIWYG editor. I'm not really sure, actually, but there is documentation, so let's look at it. Oh, give me one moment. I need to make sure. So if you are watching and you got something to say, or if you just wanted to say hi, so you're not just lurking, say hi. I'll actually be able to see it now. A little bit bright. A little overexposed, so I'm gonna turn down my exposure just a little bit. Actually, nah, I will a little bit higher. All right. There is an interactive form, so that's perfect. So it's gonna ask whether or not I want to do TypeScript. I'm gonna specify TypeScript though. Let's see if there's anything for Tailwind in here. There's not. Okay, that's fine. We'll just go on to the last tab that I was on. Here we are. All right, so I think I'm going to do my Devlog stuff in my Code and Color organization. We'll go into there. Oh, whoa. I see. Okay, so it looks like I moved post apply out for some reason. I'm not sure why I did that, but it's whatever. What I'm going to go ahead and do is create a directory for Devlog outside of Code and Color. It'll live in my Code and Color org. It's just going to be outside. So we'll do make dir, and we'll do Devlog. By the way, if you're unfamiliar with with like how to use your computer, your CLI, this will also be useful. I'll try to explain certain things as I go along. This mkdir, it allows you to create a new directory on your file system. So actually, let me remove it. This is to remove a directory, and I'll do rf. Rf means recursively. F is just force. I don't have to specify F, it's habit at this point. So we'll get rid of devlog for now. And what I want to show is a Finder window, so you can actually see what's going to happen when I do it, just so you understand that it's just creating a directory. So we'll do make directory, and then it'll be, I forgot what it was, devlog, like so. And you'll notice that devlog pops in here somewhere. Well, devlop. Let me spell that correctly. Actually, I'm not going to do it here. I want to show you how to do this using the CLI. We can do move, like so, mv, move. And if you type in the thing that you want to move, in this case, it's devlop. I want to move that to devlog. And you'll notice that it just, oh wait, did I make the same mistake? Devlog. Okay, there we are. I made the same mistake. So now it's devlog the way that I want. And we'll go into this directory. And what I'm now going to do is run this thing right here. And I know that I'm on TypeScript, so I'm going to just specify that as an option. In typical Unix style, the way that you do an option, not a flag, but like an entire option, is you do double dashes. Typically flags are single dashes. So we'll do yarn create next app, and I'll do TypeScript. All right, the project name, I don't know. I don't have a good name. We'll call it, actually, there's a method that you can do things for naming where you can outsource it to GitHub actually. So we'll come into here, do a new repo. Turn down my music, it's a little loud for me. All right, so I want my code and color org to own this, and we'll do fluffy palm tree. How about that? And this is gonna be just playing around. I don't know, we'll call it code sandbox for Devlog or OpenAI stuff. I'll make it public, and let's go ahead and add a README. This is going to be a node thing. Actually, before I do that, let me name this. And the reason why I want to confirm is because I don't know what this create next app is going to do. It may add a git ignore for me. If it does, then I don't want to add one here. So let's do whatever that name is, fluffy palm tree. Sure, I guess. Would you like to use source directory with this? I don't know. I guess. I'm gonna say yes because I don't know. Would you like to use experimental? Sure. What import aliases would you like configured? I normally do this myself. I don't know. Normally I set up my import aliases myself after I've structured the project. You know, I don't know what this is going to look like right now, so don't want to add too much structure at the moment. You know, just want to see what I got. All right, so we'll go into fluffy palm tree, and is there a git ignore? Yes, there is. We can look at it. I'll make it bigger. All right, so perfect. Because this has a git ignore and it looks like there is a readme file, I don't need to create a readme. So I'm not gonna add a readme here. In fact, I may actually do a video on how to use GitHub, like for real. We can use the CLI, you can use GitHub Desktop, you can use the API if you really want. You can also do this. License for this is just gonna be none because, you know, who knows what this is gonna be. I don't wanna put MIT right now. Maybe I'll relicense it as MIT. Let's go ahead and create that. All right. So what I can do is add the, well, let me wait. Yeah, this is actually a Git repository already. So what I can do is I can add this as a remote. So add git remote. Add origin, https github.com. What is it? Okay. Oh, it's under my org. I already forgot it was under my org. And we'll do whatever that is. Huh? Why didn't that work? All right, there we are. Oh, it did work. That's weird. Okay. All right, so git remote add origin, HTTP, whatever. Let's do that. Cool. So now I can push view origin. All right, we refresh. We should have some code here. Perfect. Now I have my stuff living in GitHub, and now I can open this in my text editor. Make that a little bit smaller. Let's see what we have here. I actually, all right, so there's this app folder. Okay, there's pages. Sure. Let's see, how do you start this? I actually don't even know how you start this anymore. It's been a while. Is it? All right, I can figure this out. We can look at the package JSON. There's likely, yes, here we are. So we'll do yarn dev. Oops, spell things correctly. And we'll do this thing right here. Perfect. Oh, this is cool. It looks different. This is cool. Let's see. There's templates. Okay. I'm not gonna deal with that yet. Not yet. What I'm gonna do first is add some dependencies that I know that I want. So one of which is yarn. I'm sorry, not yarn. It's called .env. .env, like that, I think. And this is gonna allow me to basically have my environment variables, my secrets, the things that I don't want to hard code. I can load that from a file. And I want to say that maybe the .env file should probably live here and here somewhere. So we'll do new file. And what's cool about Visual Studio is you can just do a slash and then that will create the directory for you. So this first one is going to be, I don't know, local.env. Yeah, maybe local.env. Like that. And let's go and open up the Open API, OpenAI. I keep saying Open API. That's also a thing. It's OpenAI that I want. All right, let's go ahead and log in. All right. ChatGPT is coming to our aid. How is that different from GPT? That's interesting. All right. We'll do the quick start tutorial. All right, completion endpoint is the core of the API. Yeah. I'm actually not interested in that right now. I'm more interested in like my like authentication. I need to authenticate with this first. By the way, if my audio is jacked up or not, whatever, not up to par, please let me know because I can't hear. I don't know what this sounds like to anyone else. So if you can hear me, if my background music is loud enough, not too loud, and if I'm loud enough, then we're good. Okay. Okay, I don't need any of this. Oh, here we are. Authentication. It's literally there. All right, your Open API uses API keys for authentication. Okay, all right, cool. I need to open this on another screen. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to, let's switch over to my camera first. Let me see if there's anything that I need to be mindful of. Okay, I can actually show this. Or I can create a new secret key. Let's see, create. Okay, perfect, copy that. So it looks like I can remove them at will, so we're good. So this is gonna be, let's go back to my screen. So yeah, I can show this, it's not showing the whole thing. So the one thing that I want first is the, I want to create an example file. Just in case people want to play with this themselves, they'll be able to come into this example and kind of get an idea of what's required. Because I'm not going to check in, the local.env thing. So this is going to be .env.example. And this way, the reason why I'm using this name is because I'm going to do something called a regular expression match. So anything that has a .env, no matter where it is, I'm going to do a, like a globbing pattern. No matter where .env occurs, I'm going to ignore it. I don't want that in my repo. Now, it may be the case that it's already in here. Let's see. We'll look for that. So we'll look for grep and then, what is the file? Git ignore. And what do I want? .env, maybe? Oh, okay, wait a minute. We'll pipe it, how about that? All right, so we're going to ignore .m whatever .local. Okay, I'll change this. That works just as well. Then we have .m.example. All right, cool. Let's do the example first, and we're going to call this open API, or I keep saying open AI, open API, open AI API key. And this is just going to be that right there. Oh, and another thing that I want to add is, nah, maybe I won't add it. I'll leave that alone. All right, so let's also do the same thing here. Just copy that. Well, before I do that, let me put it on another screen. I can't actually show what I want to copy. All right, I had a tool that's supposed to cloak secrets, but it's not doing it. So I'll just need to make sure I don't open that right there. And if I do, then I have to like go and reload it or something. All right, so I have my environment set up, and now I gotta figure out how this, all right, so yeah, I'm gonna use this hello. This workspace contains a TypeScript version. Yes, I would like to do that. Oh, okay, let me install updates. May as well show this part off too, right? Like this is what I go through whenever I'm doing my work actually. In fact, it's a huge point of contention because it's important that I use the latest version of things because I'm putting out content for others. It's for work. And it's also important that I specify the version of things that I'm using because, you know, if I'm creating content and people are using it, like I don't know what version of things they're using and it may not work for them. So I need to know, you know, what version of stuff that they're using. All right, let's create a new thing. And I'm gonna hit the local host. And is there a port number for this? I'm gonna run it from here. RDF. All right, it's 3000, port 3000. In fact, I'm just gonna copy that. I wonder if it'll work with this. Hopefully it will. We'll do that. And let's go to, I think it's API. Hello. Perfect. Yeah, it says John Doe. All right, so we're good there. So before I go any further, let me do some environment management. Oh, all right. So I want to add a new environment, and this is going to be local /dev. It's the same thing. And the variable name that I want for this is the like the server. And we'll do it all caps. And server is that right there. Cool. Now the reason why I did that is because now I can do this right here. I can do a little bit of a right click action. I don't know why it's right click is kind of, I actually don't like that. It's hard to discover. It's not discoverable at all actually. Anyway, we'll do server. And yeah, that's it. And I'm going to also remove this slash there and go back to my environment and put it here. I'm notorious for forgetting stuff like that, so this makes my life a little bit easier. Make sure it still works, and it does. Let's see if I can make this a little bit bigger. Font size. Nope. Okay. Whatever. Hopefully you can see it. If you can't, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. All right. Window management up, and let's go back. So it looks like all I need to do is this authorization style thing. I wonder if there is a. Okay, yes, there is. There's this open API. I keep saying open API. There is an open AI thing, node package. So let's pull that in. What is it? Open AI, maybe. Let's confirm. I actually don't know. So we'll go to npm and do open AI. I want to make sure I'm getting the right thing. I hope this is TypeScript, man. That'll be dope. Yes. Ah, yes. Perfect. So I'm gonna get types too. All right. This is dope. Yeah, it's just open AI. So we'll go ahead and do that. Okay. And I want to do that. I'm going to delete this doc right here. I don't really need that. It's just distraction to me. And it looks like there is this data type, whatever. I don't really like that name, but I'm going to leave it alone for now. Let's go ahead and import, like, what is it that I'm importing? Is this open API? Or it's just an object? Oh, it's an object. Okay. I have to destructure it. So we'll do open AI API. Yeah, cool. All right. Actually, I'm gonna change this a little bit, just a little bit. In this API thing right here, how do I want this to be done? We'll create a common folder. We'll do common, and we'll call this, I guess, open AI.ts. And I forgot I need to do the dash. So we'll do common AI.ts. Yeah, like so. And what I want to do is do my configuration here. That way I don't have to do it again, because I may have multiple endpoints. I don't really know. But for now, let's go ahead and do const configuration. All right, whatever this is that's giving me all these underlines is really annoying. I wish I could turn that off, whatever that is. I don't know if it's pretty or if it's ESLint, but whatever it is, I am not a fan. It looks like I need to import configuration, so let's go ahead and do that. So we'll import configuration from OpenAI. So we'll do new configuration, and it looks like you give it a configuration object. And the thing that I want to give it is an API key. And I'm going to get this from my environment, like from .env essentially. So I'm going to create another file this way, because like I need to make sure that this is in memory everywhere. And because I don't technically know how Next.js works, I'm going to do this because I think that it'll run this file and it'll just be in memory somewhere. And I'll be able to import it in other places. I hope, maybe, we'll see. All right, let's do constants is what I typically call it. And we'll do export const open AI API key, and that's going to be equal to process.env. Whatever the thing is, I forgot what it's called. I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna do that to make sure that it's defined. I want it to like fail if it doesn't exist, and I need to do this import. I need to do this .env thing. So let's go to npm. What's up with this? Why is this tripping right now? This extension is no longer supported and will be removed. Okay, so let's do store. Let me go ahead and fix this right quick. Let me go back and we'll come in here, uninstall. This one now. All right, cool. So we're done with that, and let's go back to this npm thing. And I'm gonna look for, oh, I'm in the store, my bad. Npm and .env. Essentially, I just want to copy. I don't want to think, I just want to copy the thing. So let's do this right there. That's what I want. Actually, I don't want that one. I'm going to do this one. So we'll do that. Ooh, I don't need that. Okay, and the config, I want to say that I can give this an option. And I don't think I have types for this. Let's see, is this written in TypeScript? There's definitely some types here. Let's just add it. Yarn add dash save, I think. Maybe, or is it dev? I forgot how yarn works. Let's figure that out. Yarn right here. And let's do, where's the docs? Oh, here we are. Usage, package dev, there we are. All right, yeah, it's dev. And the thing that I want is types and .env. So this should give me code completion here, because I actually don't know the API for here. But yeah, so you see that? Now it gives me some completion here. So I know it takes an options object and then path. That's what I wanted. So I want this to load from a custom path. I am assuming, and this is a strong assumption, that it's going to load from, it's going to look from the current directory common. So I'm going to need to go up one directory and then another directory into env, I think. I really don't know, to be honest. So we'll see. So we'll do the dot slash, yes, dot slash env, and then I forgot what I named it. Oh, .env .local. I think that's it. And to confirm, I'm going to go to my example and pull out that name, Open API, whatever that is, Open AI API key, like so. And I'm just gonna try to log this out and see what I get. Oh wait, no, maybe I shouldn't do that. Hold on, give me a second. I gotta pull it off the screen right quick. Actually, I have an even better idea. I'm just going to create another variable for called test, and we'll just say it works in there. You're not going to see this, just, you know, just trust that I'm putting that in there. And let me bring it back here. Okay, so we now have, we're not going to write that out. We're going to write out test. So let's go ahead and create a thing for that. We'll just do that. We'll do this way, test. And now I got to make sure that that's actually what I called it, because I forget things like this. Yes, I did. Perfect. All right. Cool. So now I have some boilerplate kind of set up. Let me go ahead and delete this so that it doesn't yell at me. So what's going to happen is if things are working the way that I expect, things are going to just run. As soon as I run this should be executed as .env.config. And if this is the correct path, which I hope it is, I should see it works logged out. Let's see what happens. Doesn't look like that's working. So now I need to figure out how does Next bootstrap, right? So like at what point will this constants file actually run? I really don't know when that is, to be honest. Let's see. One of these is, okay, here we are. So let me close some of this stuff. Don't want that. Keep that open. We'll keep that open for now. Don't need this. And I guess we're good. So let's see if there's like a .env next. Oh wait, does it do it for me? Oh wow. Look at that, it has built-in support for this. Oh man, okay, well then let me remove some stuff. So we'll do yarn remove .env. This is dope. I didn't know this. Now I've just learned something. Maybe I did know this, but I've forgotten it because it's been a while since I've played with any of this kind of stuff. So we'll remove .env and then we'll remove .env. Oh, I'm sorry, types /.env because I don't need it anymore. All right, just yoink that out. Don't want it. Don't need it. Okay, so it has built-in support for loading environment variables from .env.local. Okay, I think that's what I called it. So let's see if that actually runs. And that's really what I'm trying to figure out is like, when does this run? Or maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe I don't even need this. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, I don't think it matters. Let's instead go to my API route. How about that? That may be what I should do. So let's create a constant up here. And we'll just paste it, I think. There. Do that. Cause I wanted to print out whenever I call that. Let's see. Undefined. Okay. So it's not doing it. I did call it .env.local. I did do that. And it is in fact called tests. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay. All right. I know why it didn't do it. It's because I put it in a different folder. So now I need to figure out if there is a way for me to specify where my variables are. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's different. That's for the browser. I don't think it wants me to put it inside of a folder. Oh yeah, yeah, I see. So it's configuration. All right. Man, I don't like that, but I will concede. I'll concede. Let's delete that. Yeah, I really don't like these just floating around like it gets messy. But what can I do, right? Let's go ahead and restart the server. Maybe it does that for me automatically. I don't know. All right. It works. All right, cool. So then we're good. That part works. So I'm not gonna log that anymore. What I'm instead gonna do is go back to my configuration here. And let me go to my constants. I deleted it. That's okay. Let me go ahead and delete this. And let's come into OpenAPI and we'll do const configuration. And that's going to be equal to new configuration, maybe? Or is it just configuration? And we give it an object. And let me go to the docs because I actually don't know. Oh, it is new. It is a new function. That's what I thought. All right, so it looks like I could give it an API key. So we'll do API key, maybe. All right, some is not happy. Okay, I'm done. All right, let's lowercase config. And we'll just call this config. How about that? And we'll do API key. And that'll be process.env. I forgot it already. Example. Open API key. There we are. Oh, that's weird. Oh, what the fuck? Okay. All right, whatever tool is adding this hanging comma, this dangling comma, I hate this. I hate this. I don't want that at all. But I don't know how to change it right now. This is one of the things that I don't like about JavaScript development, to be honest. Like I have my own opinions. I don't want other people deciding what they think should happen. All right, whatever. So I have my config, and then I can do OpenAI. Okay, cool. So I'll export that. We'll export the constant OpenAI. And the reason why I'm doing a capital here is because I am exporting it. I have my own conventions, take it or leave it. So we'll do new OpenAI. I keep wanting to say Open API. We'll import that like so. Let's make sure I use the right thing. All right, so we'll do new OpenAI, OpenAI, and I need to pass in my configuration. Maybe. Oh shit. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay, I see what's happening. There we go. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll stylize it. Typically, I don't like doing that, but I'll stylize it. It looks better this way. All right, so now I have my OpenAI client. In fact, I'm gonna call it that. I'm gonna call it OpenAI client. No, I won't. I'll leave it as is. Get rid of that. And now I no longer want to do this. I want to import from common. So let me go to my TS config. Oh, that's not what I wanted. And here, this pass. What I want to do is add a new one. So we'll do at common. And I want this to search in source, common, like so. And let's make sure that I don't need to also update this in my package.json. Sometimes you do. Looks like I don't. Perfect. All right, looks like they'll just handle it for me, hopefully. Go in here. I'm gonna do import. I'm gonna just put star for now because I don't know where it's from or what I'm importing just yet. And I want to do common, and it doesn't show up. All right, so something's up with that. I need to figure out why it's not showing up. Okay, so something is not happy. It can't find the module common API. Let's make sure that I've set things up properly in my TS config. Oh, yeah, okay. I forgot to do that. All right, it needs to have the match. So now it should work. Oops. And OpenAI, that's what I want. All right. Now I'm not gonna new up a new completion each time, I don't think. What I'm gonna do is just, whenever this particular thing is hit, it'll do something. So I'm gonna rename this to completion. How about that? Completion. All right, and let's see here. So I can give it a prompt. Okay, so I can give it input. I'm not gonna give it input just yet. I'm gonna just hard code it for now, but it's cool that I can give it input. And I'm also gonna just return the same thing for now. So let's do some stuff. Let's create my my completion. Is this async? It's not. All right, so we'll do const completion is equal to, wait, I shouldn't say it's equal to, I'm actually assigning the result of OpenAI like whatever the result of whatever this create completion is. I'm returning that result and assigning it to completion. That's technically what's happening. All right, it takes a object, we give it a model. I'm just going to take what they have here and I'll figure out the different models that I should give it at another point in time. Text, DaVinci. I wonder if does it have completion here? It doesn't, okay. I wish that this had completion. Like this technically is a type. This could be a string literally, like this is literally a type. I could create my own types to deal with this, but until I, discover a little bit more about how this works, I'm gonna leave it as is. All right, and I'm also gonna use the same prompt that they're using just to see what this is gonna return, because I have no idea. So let's do hello world. And oh, look, okay, so I wonder what this other object is. I wish that they gave these names. That's one way that this could be improved. So create completion request and then options. Okay, so options. And they're giving it a timeout of 1 second. Sure, I'll deal with the same thing. Although this is something that I would personally, I would put that in my constants because I would want this to be like different options or universal or something like that. Okay, I don't need to specify headers. So I think this is saying it's like only try to do this for a second, hopefully. I really don't know that. All right, and the completion is an object that has okay, so data, so it must be JSON, like a JSON object. So we have completion, I'm sorry, it's a HTTP request result, which has a data property on it. And then on that, there is a property called choices, which is an array of things. So let's update my thing here to show me, actually, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just going to give out the text. How about that? So we'll call this completion text. Completion text. We'll just call it completion. And this could be, this could also like be nothing, right? I don't know what it could be nothing. So we'll go ahead and do that and we'll do completion. And from here, we'll do completion.data.choices, I suppose. Yeah, choices. We'll take the first one and .text. So the reason why I had to make this an optional or undefined is because I knew that this could possibly be undefined. How did I know? It was just a hunch, to be honest. Just with years of experience doing this, it was the most likely case. So let's see if this works. Right now I'm giving it a prompt of hello world, and whenever I run this, assuming all things went well, I should get back a completion. But I get back a 404. That's probably because this endpoint is no longer called that. It's called completion. And let's rename this. We'll say completion endpoint. All right, look at that. We get a 401 while generating a page. Any console logs will be. Oh. All right, that doesn't make sense. Let's see what we're getting. Error, request failed with status code 401. Okay, config, transactional. I wonder if I had to give headers. I don't think I should have to. See where this error is at. Okay, so it's happening in Axios. And so that tells me that this is using Axios behind the scenes somehow. Text DaVinci. Let me go ahead and just copy this just to confirm, just to make sure I'm not making any silly mistakes. I'm also going to get rid of this other options object. It's optional. I don't need it. And I'm also going to try. Let's wrap this in a try catch. assign it to a value called error, and we'll do res dot status dot 500. We'll do JSON. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use something called the discriminated union here. So I need to give a property that's going to be my discriminant. In this case, I'm going to call it success. And this is going to be true. And then I'll do my union, and the alternative is going to be false. And if it's false, I expect an error message or something. So we'll call it error. And I'm also going to make this optional string. Actually, I'm not. It needs to have something. So we'll do JSON. This needs to be true, or success true. And this is going to need to be success false. And notice that now it knows that it needs to get an error, right? So I'll call this message, actually. I don't want to keep overloading the word error. That could get confusing. So we'll do message. And I'm going to pull out from the error some potential details. In fact, I don't know what the error is. So there is a way to like inspect or like figure out what the error like type is, so I know what's available to it or on it. But because I don't, I'm just going to do error dot. What's the error object? Let's see, error. Here we are. So what are the things that all errors have? Error dot message. Okay, so yeah, they're calling it E. I'll do E too. Like, I'm gonna keep it as error dot message. Error is type unknown. Yes. So we'll cast this here. So I'll just wrap this as such, and I'll say as error, like so, just to get TypeScript to shut up. This isn't like JavaScript will be okay. It's not gonna do anything, but because I'm in TypeScript, I had to like appease the type gods here. All right, let's go ahead and restart the server, because that could also be one of the reasons why this failed, maybe. Also, wait a minute. Dismiss. There we are. Cool. So at least I'm getting like why it failed, right? What are the other details that I can get from an error? Actually, yeah, I think I can use IntelliSense. I was just talking about that earlier. All right, so there's a stack, there's a name, a cause. Huh, okay. This is technically Axios, so let me look at Axios right quick. So we'll do GitHub. Maybe. Oh, I gotta re-sign in, my gosh. Why isn't this? Oh, yeah, all right, cool. Cool. All right, let's open up this again, and we're looking for Axios. I'm not sure why I need to sign in to search. I don't like that. I understand why, like if I want to search my own personal stuff, and maybe that's why, but like I shouldn't have to do that. It should just give me public stuff. All right, so let's see here. Let's see if there's an errors. Handling errors, look at that. Okay, catch. So, that's disgusting. How can I do this in a type safe way? So there's a status, headers, You know what? I can just write this out to the console. That's probably a little bit easier. So before I try to do that, what I'm gonna do, or I'm sorry, before I return, and this is an implicit return, by the way. Like you can also do return this way, and like to make it clear. Some people like doing it this way. You know, it makes it very clear that this is the last statement. But some people also prefer to just do an empty return, which is undefined, right? So like it could be one or the other. In this case, I would likely do return this way. Although I want to make sure that it's clear that this isn't necessary, right? Like we look here, like it's not necessary. It's returning void, which is undefined. I am going to do it that way though. We'll also do the same thing here. God dang, I can't type. I have an excuse though. My microphone, the base of the stand is sitting right in front of my keyboard. I'm having to type very weirdly in ways that I'm not used to. All right, let's get rid of that. And hopefully if you can't see my code, like do let me know. I actually don't know what you all can see. What was I doing? I forgot. Oh yes. So we're gonna log. We'll do it as an error actually, and we'll take this error. Okay, now all right, I'm gonna change this to E because I'm using error in too many places now. So we'll do E. I like ERR because I typically use E in events, but this is fine too, I suppose. So we'll log out the response like that. Oh gosh, it's okay. Let's see if there are any types in Axios that I can play with, and also let's see if it's JavaScript. Shit. Okay. It says that it's TypeScript in here as well. Oh, so it includes types. All right, cool. I can just look at the types here. Let's do that. So we'll do error. All right, Axios error. There we are. So yeah, so we can cast this as an Axios error. I wonder if I can type it this way. No, I can't do it that way. All right, so I'll cast it in here. So we'll call it E, and then we'll come into here and we'll say const Axios. I'm not gonna do it that way. I'll just cast it here. So we'll do as Axios error. Axios error, like so. So now I get the response line. That is happy. Now I can do that. And at some point I will go over how you can inspect an error and like type it so that it's safe, and you can like do catch, you know, whatever, and then like it's this kind of error, and then you can do another catch and it's like this kind of error, that kind of thing. Although in JavaScript I think you have to just do if statements. It's kind of silly if you ask me. All right, so let's first get rid of that. That's wrong. And I'm not using the request object at the moment, so I'll just put a little bit of an underscore to get the linter to leave me alone. And let's run this. All right, so we get back what I expect, but now we should get back some information here. Okay, all right, so unauthorized. That's interesting. Let's see if my AI thing. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. That explains a lot. Let's do that. There we are. So I'm going to restart the server. I don't know if I have to do this, but I'm just doing it because of reasons. Let's run this. Ah, look at that. Welcome to the world of programming. So I have my first completion. All right. Cool. Now, because I now see that this, let's do a little bit of talking through this first. This model, I can select whatever model I want, but here's the thing, this prompt, maybe I want the user to specify this, maybe, I don't know. So let's first specify it as the body. So let's give this a type essentially. So we'll call this, oh gosh, leave it alone, get away. Oh, that touch target is a little bit too big. So I'm gonna call this the, I don't know, like we're gonna put this in the body, I guess. And we'll call this the, I guess I can call it, no, I'll call it body. I'll just call it body. I'm not exporting this anywhere else. And this is going to be an object. And one of the things that I want is just like the prompt. I'll just copy that verbatim. So we'll say prompt. And it needs to be there. Like this won't be optional. All right, and what I can now do is type this as the body, like so. And why is this tripping? Wait, not generic. Oh, yes, you're right. Yeah, I forgot. I can't do that as it. I have to cast the body as that. So we'll come into here and we'll say const body, I suppose. I'm going to call this request data, a request body. I'm going to actually put the word request. You'll understand why it's here, because I want to be able to say body. And I may change it back now that I think about it. So we're going to set this equal to request.body, I think I can type, like so. And let's see if this is an awaitable. No, I don't know. Let's look and see. Body any, okay. All right, yeah, I guess you don't have to wait because it's coming in statically. So then I can either do this as the thing, or I can give this a type annotation like so, and say request body, like that. So now this is going to be the request body. Let's make sure that's the case. So we'll log that out. Actually, what I can do is say if body dot prompt, so I can just ask, hey, if this doesn't exist, like just return an error or something, just like so. So this won't be a 500. This will be something else. And I don't know HTTP status codes like that. Like I don't know them. What the? Give me a second. Yeah, because I don't know status codes, I'm going to install a tool where I can get that. So let's do GitHub, and we'll search for HTTP status codes. I think it's a dash status codes. Oh, perfect. It's TypeScript. Perfect. So I won't have to install any weird types. Yes, cool. Let's add that. Yarn add HTTP status codes. Yeah, that looks about right. And I can import the things that I want. So we'll import, why did it do that? From HTTP status codes. And what do I want to do? I want to do internal server error, just like server error. Oh, it's just status codes. Oh, okay. All right. They've changed it. Or did they change it? I don't remember. So we'll do, instead of 500, we'll do .internal error. Technically that's wrong, but I'm just going to return that for now. And this will be a success. Accepted? No, not accepted. Gosh, what's 200? Why don't I know these things? You'd think that I would know these, but I don't. And I'm not sure why. Like my tools aren't behaving the way that I want them to behave. So we have created. I just want the 200. Is that not a status code? Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. Here, I'm going to say, well, if this doesn't exist, then we're going to return, right? So this is where having that return is useful because, here I'm just taking advantage of Like if we go into this try, it's necessarily not going to run this. So this is the last statement. So it's going to like, essentially it's a return here. But because I have this if statement, I actually don't want any of these other things to run if this isn't the case. So I'm going to just say return response dot status. And the status is going to come from that status code thing. And this is going to be a invalid or something, a bad request. Yeah, that word. All right. And we'll do JSON. This is the message that I'm returning back to the client that sent the request. And I need to say success is false. And the message is going to be along the lines of you prompt not specified, prompt not given. So if I run this, I should get back an error, prompt not given. So we're good there. All right, so now let's give it a prompt. Come in here, do it as JSON. And I'm gonna say prompt. And we're just gonna put hello world, which is, I'm about to point, as you can see what I can point, what I'm pointing to, which is this right here. I'm just gonna put hello world. Now, if it works, keep in mind that it's not actually using the data that I'm doing here, like this prompt. It's not actually using that. And actually, it might be better to. I wonder if I can. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to change this up slightly so that I can destructure this. I'm going to do an as here, request body, and now I can destructure this. So instead of getting body out of here, what I'm going to get back is prompt. So now I can use prompt instead of having to do this body.prompt thing. We'll just do prompt. The reason why is so I can just put prompt right there. All right, so let's see if this gives us something. No, body is not defined. It's interesting. Request.body as the same body is not defined. Where did I have body at? Wait, what? Did I not save it? Oh, did I not save it? All right. Debug tip number 1. Make sure you save shit. Dismiss, don't do that. Let's just do the thing. Prompt not given. Think I did give a prompt. So now I got to figure out why this is the case. Let's do some logging. We'll do rec.body. Huh. All right, so it is definitely not working. So I wonder if prompt. I think I spelled that the correct way. All right, well, there is no body. I wonder if this is just like, what's this thing called? What's the word? Paul. Sometimes I have issues with this. Let's open up HTTP Pi. HTTP Pi is actually the tool. I used it in the CLI though. Yeah. I may have to do this as curl too, because I sometimes have the same issue with HTTP Pi. We're gonna come into body, no body. Yeah, let's give it one. Do text. I'm just gonna copy this. They required. Oh, this is post. That's not going to work. Let's make this a get. Okay. All right. So what the hell? It works. It's just not working here. You just delete that and come back to text. All right, I can't let this go. I'm not willing to let this go. All right, so text body error when using paw. I wonder, oh wait a minute, I forgot. Maybe I need to set headers. Maybe. So let's do content type. That's not okay. Content type application JSON. Okay, no, still not happy. Let's look at the curl for this. We can inspect that. All right, so this is using -d, while this is using --data. I wonder if I'm going to copy this and see if I get that same error in my console. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Come on now, don't do it. I really don't know why it has to copy all of that. I only need the curl. Okay. Okay. I can't let this go, so I need to figure this out because I prefer using my tools, and if I can't trust my tools to work, I have a big problem. So it definitely works, just not here. I wonder if this. Let's go to the request. Let's see what's actually being sent to the thing. So we're doing get API completion. Let's also change this to be HTTP. Why? Oh, raw. My bad. Okay. So get API completion. We're using the same version. This has a content length. All right, I have content type. I'm not sure why content length isn't being specified. Okay, user agent. Yeah. Okay. All right. I do see that it's indeed not adding my stuff. Now, why is that? So, all right, let's throw something in here. We'll say tests, and we'll just put tests or 1. How about that? Okay, all right. That's the problem. It's definitely not sending my body, my text. All right, so we'll do Paul not including text and body. I don't know. The text section. I don't understand. I don't even have that. What is this talking about? Yeah, mine doesn't even look like this. Mine looks different from this. I wonder if this is a bug. All right, I definitely have done all of this. I definitely did that. Oh my gosh. I wonder, do I need a new line there? No, okay. I'm not gonna lie, this is pissing me off. Yes, you're here to help, but where? That's not helpful. I hate that Rapid API has bought them. It's kind of gone downhill since then. I may just have to use HTTP, which I don't know any, like, I don't want to use that though. Let me try to do a little bit more searching here. So we'll say text, paw, body, text, not being included in request. And Google is useless to me now, so I'm gonna put Reddit. All right, what is this called? Rapid API, okay. Rapid API. Let's see if there are any updates. I'm on the latest. This is not fun, not pleasant at all. I have no idea why this isn't being included here. I wonder if I need to put it in strings. Is that it? Do I need to do that? Can I do this? No, I can't do that. Okay. So I noticed, all right, when I do it this way, I do notice I'm getting some type of completion, or not, I'm getting some type of syntax highlighting. I do notice that. Let me see if I escape this. Will it be okay? Does it include it then? No, it doesn't. All right, what about if I just say test? Man, it's not being included. What the fuck? Change. How about that? So we'll do test. Actually, I think I can just do test. It'll write it as a string. Still. What is this called? Like, what is this? I forgot, like, I did get the notification that they were gonna buy Pod, but like, this seems like a bug. Oops, Pod HTTP client. This doesn't even look like what I have, this is interesting. Like, is this the latest version? Why doesn't mine look like that? Does it? Yeah, mine doesn't even look like this. So I'm wondering if this doc is even relevant to what I'm doing. It's producing the correct whatever this is. All right, you know what? I give up. Fuck it. I can't. I just won't deal with this. We'll use HTTP Pi. This is now just like right now. I'm very upset. Oh my gosh. Oh fuck. That's retarded. Okay. All right. We'll use this. I'll try not to complain too much. Although I want to punch my screen right now. Well, I don't really want to punch my screen. I want to punch Paul, I want to punch whoever's like running the company. They need to be punched in the face. All right, so now I'm going to just get rid of that, and I'm going to pull prompt instead. So we'll just put prompt like so. All right, so now let's do write me a poem. Or I won't say me, write a poem about the joys of using GitHub to host open source projects. That's not, okay. All right, this is completions. Okay, all right, that's fine. Okay, it's a platform for open source projects. All right, now we've gotten everything set up. That was really the key here. So let's do a little bit of, I don't know, should I make a form maybe? I don't know. Or should I just keep playing, see what else we could do with this API? I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna just go with what else can we do with this API? So I've already made a request. Yeah, we're good there. And then we have models. What are the models that we have? All right, I really don't need to get anything about the models from the API. I can just inspect the docs for that. I'm also gonna get rid of this and that. And I see that there's some error handling here. Oh, it's just, okay. It's just Axios error handling. There's nothing special about it. So because of that, I will get rid of that. I'll ignore that. Looks like we can stream, but it's not natively supported. Okay, that's fine. We can deal with that another day. All right, so we can close that. It's not useful anymore. And all right, so we're looking at models now, hopefully. It's cool. So here are the different models that we have. We have GPT-3, which is, I think that was released, what, a year ago? Maybe a year and a half ago? GPT-4 should be coming out soon, I think. There's also Codex. Codex is what Copilot uses. If you've ever heard of GitHub Copilot, it's using Codex. Content filter, model that could detect whether text may be sensitive or unsafe. Ah, okay. So, all right, let me give a little bit of background context. I used to be in grad school, and my thesis that I was writing was about detecting or uncovering latent bias in AI models or in machine learned models. We'll just call them models. And the reason behind that, I don't know if you could tell, I'm a little bit darker than the average white person. And I am subject to those biases. And I've noticed that, certain opportunities may not be available to certain people based off of where they're from. So if you're like me and you grew up, in the hood ish, or you grew up poor, let's just say that if you grew up in that lower economic SES is your socioeconomic status, it tends to be the case that you have fewer opportunities. And at the time I was working in tech, I guess I'm working in tech now, but I meant like I was working for a very well-known tech company. And at one point in time, I was just like, well, I noticed that all of my peers, I'm using air quotes, all of my peers, even though we may look similar, they all come from what I would consider rich backgrounds. And I noticed that in tech, a lot of folks don't come from lower economic status, including the ones who come from another country. They tend to be, a little bit well off in their own country. And I wanted to know, does your socioeconomic status affect your, where you end up in life? And more than that, I wanted to understand if I can quantify that. And part of my research was looking into latent bias. Can we actually figure out if a model has bias encoded? If you've been using ChatGPT, you may have noticed, I don't know if you play around with it, you may have noticed that it has some bias in there. It's typically it's Western biased. In addition to that, it's a little more liberal leaning. In addition to that, it's a little, it's like, I'm gonna call it woke. It's that. And the reason why is that it's being trained off of the things that are allowed to exist on the internet, essentially. And when you think about it, the things that are allowed to exist on the internet are it's a certain type of content. Other things are silenced and pushed out to the fringes, and then there are certain things that are allowed to happen. And then when you go a little bit further, you'll realize that most of the writing or most of the things that it's been trained on is from people who are what I'm going to call of European descent. Their worldview is not the worldview of the rest of the world. In fact, the rest of the world outnumbers Europeans. So it's just like a very small minority of people they have a very outsized effect on things. So this right here, this content filter, this is interesting because it's just like, what's considered sensitive or unsafe? Like who the fuck decides, right? Like who decides to who, right? Something that's sensitive or unsafe to a European is probably not sensitive or unsafe to an African, right? So it's just like, that. Anyway, maybe I can play with this. Let's see, visit our model index for researchers to learn more about which models have been featured in our research papers. Yeah, cool. I used to read these papers a long time ago. I haven't done so in a while though. All right, so GPT models can understand and generate natural language. Okay. This is the most capable, longer output. I'm noticing though that this output isn't sufficient. This isn't what I would call sufficient. Now I am using Text DaVinci. Now I wonder if maybe I shouldn't give it a prompt. Maybe that's the thing. So let's come here and we'll do text completion, I suppose. And I wonder if there is an option, like what's the options that I can pass? This is a little bit more getting into like how things are. I don't care about that right now. I only care about like what are the options that I can specify. I just realized something. Perhaps I can do a little bit of inspection. There are choices, right? So like, let's see what are all of my choices. So log that out. And I'm going to call this my text completion choices. And I will pass in the completion data. Yeah, we'll do data. What the fuck? Oh my gosh. Talk about annoying. Like, what the fuck? Like, how? Okay, I don't even know. All right, what the fuck is it? Okay, all right. This is why I don't like coding or programming. I don't like doing this. This is for the birds. I don't like this. All right, let's see what we get. You know what? Before I even run that, let me close some of these things. We'll close that and let's pop this out in a new window. That way I don't have to keep going up and finding it. This is going to be Devlog, and whatever that is. Dev. Oops. Cool. All right. So choices. Oh, okay, I only get one choice. Finish region length. Okay. All right. How do I make my length bigger or longer or whatever the right word is? Ah, here we are. Defaults to 16. Why is this under my personal account? I thought I created this as a not personal account. Let's see what my pricing is. Okay, image models. Okay, Ada, Babbage, Curry, DaVinci. Okay, so it is 2 cents per 1,000 tokens. Right, that's fine with me. So then what I can now do is change the number of tokens that this can potentially be. So max tokens here. And I think this is a option that I can specify here. Max tokens, yes. So at the moment it defaults to 16. It costs 2 cents per 1,000. So it'll be a cent per 500. And let's just make this 100. I don't mind paying. Like I think. Let me make sure my credit card is attached to the account. Let me hide this. I don't know what it's going to show. Oh yeah, perfect. All right, cool. My company credit card. My company credit card is tied to this, so like we're good. I'm good. So I don't have to worry about like, you can't do this because you don't have money. It's like, nah, there's money here. So we have 100. So now I should get back a more interesting, whatever the hell. Write a poem about the joys of using GitHub to host your open source projects, your OSS projects. So it's going to be longer because it's generating the whole thing. All right, GitHub's here, there, and everywhere. We can take our open source projects there so we don't have to suffer or despair. We don't have to do this all on our own because with GitHub, we're never alone. It hosts all of our work and it's not just fun. It's not just all fun and games. It also offers analytic tools to measure every user's gains. We have our commits and merges and issues. Oh, and okay, all right. Okay, it hit my limit of 100. That's fine. All right, so this is kind of cool, I think, maybe. Hopefully you'll agree. So let's do a, I guess, I'm gonna try my hand at like building a little bit of a, I don't know. Wait a minute. All right, I'm gonna get rid of this. Oh, okay. How that happens. Cool. All right, here we are. Yeah, so it put it here. Perfect. And usage prompt 16 tokens, completion. Battery's about to die. I've had this headphone charging for a complete day. They don't seem to be charging anymore. It's incredibly annoying because these headphones are less than 2 years old. and they don't seem to be charging. Yeah, they're not charging right now. All right, anyway, let's create a form or something, I guess, so that we can do this in a browser. We'll delete this. All right, I am going to do something right quick. Let's do debug. Where am I? Hold on, wait a minute. Okay, new file, constant, debug. Do is production, and that's going to be equal to process.env.nodeenv, and we'll do it that way. And we'll say if it's equal to production, it's in production. And I should probably declare it, do the const declaration. We'll declare that as a constant. All right, so now what I can do is come into my completions, and I can say if this is not production, something like this. Or I can create a logger, like I can wrap this log right here, and whenever I call log, it will only log it if I'm not in production. I could also do that. That's probably the smarter thing to do, is to build up a logger. In fact, I think I can do that. Let's see if there's like a package for this. Next.js logger. There is a tool that people recommend. Otherwise, I'll just use the logging that I'm used to. Which is it's a oh wait, look at this logging patcher for J. All right. All right, I'm gonna leave it as this right now. We'll just do this. We'll just import this, and we'll say if it's not production, then we'll log out the thing. So because I am now doing it that way, I'm going to come and update my package.json file, and instead of just doing next dev, actually, let's see. Actually, let me test it out first. So we'll come here, and I guess I don't even have to do anything. Let's just try this. So I'm going to change my max tokens to be 16 again. I want to default to that. The recompile? Yes. All right. And I'm also going to just say hello world here. Or just hello. How about that? All right. Did I get anything? Yes, I did. Text completion choices. All right. So it does seem to be working, I think. Maybe. To confirm, I'm gonna flip this and run this again. Perfect. You see now that there is no log that got printed, so this is working. So this is saying if not in production. In fact, I'm going to rename that. That's probably a good thing to do. We'll call this in production. I normally like to use is for booleans, but I think in production that works. So we'll say if not in production, then we'll run this right here. And honestly, I don't really like this, but for now it'll do. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I am going to publish this on Vercel, and I don't really want, like, I'm not going to be storing logs anywhere. I don't want to see logs, not like that. In any case, let's move on. So let's go to the pages, and okay, there is no page. Interesting. All right, so let's see how you do that in Is there like a CLI that I can do it with? No. Okay. All right. Whatever. So we'll just do a new file, and this will be the completion component page, which I think this is a TSX, so I'll call it completions. All right. I'll call it prompt TSX. And I can put stuff in this over here, but I don't think I will. No. And I'm using this new app thing. I've never used that, so this could be like a learning journey where I am doing stuff and it appears that I don't know what I'm doing, and that's because I don't know what I'm doing. So I am figuring it out as I go, which again, if you weren't here at the beginning of this, you missed it when I said that you're going to get to see how like an actual developer who's been doing this for a while will come and tackle something like this. All right, let's get back to this page creation. So here, all right, introduces to app directory beta. This new directory has support for layouts, nested routes, and uses server components by default. Inside app, you can fetch data for your entire application inside layouts, including support for more granular nested layouts. Okay. Wait, what? Is this a migration guide? Oh, no, I don't need that. Why did that? Oh, okay. I don't need an update guide. It's already been done for me. Okay, so we have our app, page.js dashboard. Page is a UI that is unique to a route. You can define pages by exporting a component from page.js file. Use nested folders to define a route. I wonder, does that mean that I no longer need to add a page here? Let me delete this first, because it obviously was rendering something on the screen. So I wonder if it's this right here, this page.tsx. It could be that. Now the question is how is this being routed? Who's routing to that, or how is that being routed to? Close that, we don't need it. Get rid of that. I don't need that right now. And we'll get rid of that. Okay. Go localhost, port 3000. All right, so this is routing to somewhere. Like, I don't know where, but it definitely routed to somewhere. Let's see if that gets logged. Compiling page. Okay. Page. How does it know to use this route? Like, that's the thing that I'm really confused by right now. It's not clear to me how this is working. So we'll do some of this setup here. Next config. App directory true. Okay. All right. Is page just like by default the thing that it goes to? Maybe. All right, so we have children. All right, let's see. Okay, that makes sense. But how is page getting put into that? And why is that? Why is this the default route? Can I change that default route? See. I wish that this showed the new, whatever this thing is called, the app directory thing that I was talking about. Okay, so these look like old docs. So these are, oh no, never mind. These are the docs. Okay. Inside of layout. Okay. Head will contain components determined by the nearest parent head. Okay, so head. Create next tab. Description. Okay, that's not it. Yeah, how is it determining that the default page is page.tsx? So here's what I'm getting at. So like, what if I call this test.tsx, right? So it should have just rebuilt. Let's confirm. Right. And it says, yeah, this route doesn't exist. So it's like where is this page thing defined? Let me just do a search all. Maybe I can find it that way. All right, this is not great. Like I think that I should be able to do this. No, I can't even do that. What did I call it? Actually, you may have called it something else. Yeah, I called it test. All right, yeah, I am very much confused. I have no idea how this is working. If I knew how to change it to be whatever I wanted, that would be a huge step in the right direction for me. Is there anything that I can put here? I wonder if page is just like the default thing that you do, but then the question remains like, how do I do navigation? Right, like that's currently unknown for me right now. Okay, I think I understand. Maybe. All right, let me see if I may. All right, I'm gonna have to test this first. But I think whatever is in this top level directory is just the index, and it's just gonna be the thing. So let's try this out. Let's do a new file. I'm gonna do test.page.tsx, and I'm just gonna copy this right here. Export default function page. I actually don't like this. Okay, never mind. Okay, so all right, they're naming it. Perfect. Okay, we can name it. I was like, I actually don't like that. If it's doing that kind of thing, that's not what I would prefer. But instead of calling this page, I can call this test, or I'll call this prompt. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we'll call it prompt for now. And let's put this behind prompt as well. So if this is working, if what I'm thinking is correct, if I go to prompt, I should see hello Next.js, and I do. Okay, all right, cool. All right, so all right, fine. I don't think I need to worry about head because that should get rendered. Yeah, that gets rendered, and then the body. All right, I think I understand what's happening now. So now, because of that, like this, I don't like this pages / API. That should just be API. I'm not sure how, like, why does, okay. That. So we can put styles in here as well. And it looks like it's just, you name it after the thing, I guess. .module.css. I don't really know CSS. I would likely use Tailwind, but I'm gonna leave this as is for now. So let's create a whatever this is. We're gonna call we're gonna create a form essentially. And to do that, I'm going to see if there is a thing I can just copy because I don't really do web development like that. We'll do Next.js forms, maybe. Yes, fine. I'll just basically copy all of that basic form. I don't need anything fancy right now. I hate all this boilerplate, by the way. Like, whatever. All right, 4. All right, look at that. We have a form. What I'm gonna do is put in, I'm just gonna call it prompt for now because I don't really have a good name for it. And maybe I want a select list. So we'll say response length or completion length. I'm using the same words that are found in the docs for OpenAI for now. Completion length. And this input is going to be a select. Can I do that? Can I do select? Options. Can you not do that? All right, let's select. This is where my knowledge of whatever I'm doing breaks down. I don't really know web development stuff, to be honest. Let's make sure I have HTML in here somewhere. I do. Okay. It's not called to select, is it? Oh, there it is. There we are. All right. That'll be. It wouldn't be input. It's select. There we are. So we'll do select, and I don't think that this can be self-closing because you have to nest your options in there. So there's no type, and let's change this ID to be prompt. Name will also be prompt. This is going to be for the content length selection. Content length. Wait, with IDs, are you supposed to use underscore or this? I actually don't know. I'm going to use this for now, but if someone knows, like, drop it in the comment if you're watching the VOD. Just drop it in a comment for me. I'm gonna put that and then that. And we'll save that just to get some formatting involved, and then we'll put an option. I think it's option. Yes, it is option. With a value. Okay, so I'm just gonna copy this. The value for here is just going to be 16. So if you don't select anything, it's going to automatically do 16. And then we're going to have a small response, short response. which is going to be 100 maybe. Medium response. Which is going to be about 5x that. We'll do 3x. We'll say 300. And a large response will be 800. Yeah. Because I went 200 up. Actually, no, it'll be 600. So I went 200 up, and then this next one I'm going to go 300 up. So it's just add a few more. Not going to do 1,000 right now. So we'll do large, short, medium, long. How about that? All right, now we get. All right, that's interesting. That didn't behave the way that the way that I thought it would behave. Let's go to the docs, make sure that I am doing things properly. All right, so we have a name and we have ID. Why isn't that working the way that I would expect? Excuse me. All right, so obviously I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I don't know why this isn't. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm dumb. All right, my bad. This is me. There we are. All right, cool. Short, medium, long. All right, great. We're good. And we have our prompt. And let's go ahead and create a function right quick. We'll define it up here. Or maybe I can define it down here too. I think I want this to capture like lexical scope, so I think I should define it as a constant up here. So we'll do on submit. And this is going to get like an event or something like that. Form submit data, form data. I wonder what a submit event is. So that's going to be equal to this, and then we'll do some whatever things. So let's see what a submit event is. So, all right, we get back a submitter, and that okay, no, okay, and then we get back a type. Oh no, it just returns a new submit event. Okay, maybe that's not what I want. This is really confusing, that part right there. The form action send data here. So I want this to send data to my route, which is going to be, I think, /API /completions, like that. All right, so this shouldn't be submit. That's the first thing. This is going to be a button. And you can say on click. We're going to run my function on submit click. I'm actually not going to call it. I'm going to call it generate completion, or I don't know. Yeah, generate completion. On generate completion clicked. this up there to that. Then this is going to be generate completion. By the way, these names, don't worry about the names. It's irrelevant as of right now. Is void. Okay, well, obviously. So this is going to get back a mouse handler event. Okay. I'll just do event like so. I don't think there should be any. So let's see. Mouse event. Nope. Not what it wants. Type event, mouse event. Void is not assignable. Type mouse event handler. Okay. This is where I guess I'm gonna have to figure out how to do stuff in React. This is where it'd be nice to have like someone who actually knows what the hell they're doing. Who's not me. All right, I got like, look, I was looking at something else, my bad. Not related to this, just something else in general. Let's see if there's like a thing that can manage forms for me. Go to Google. React forms. Like, I don't want to deal with any of this, like the state and all that kind of crap. I don't care. I used to do this a long time ago and I hated it. Like having to do all this, and it's very difficult actually. Oftentimes it's not done well. So I want to make sure that I'm just using, you know, something that has solved all these problems for me and gives me a nice API to work with. Okay, no, just React forms. React hooked form, maybe? This could work. Let's see what it's written in. To have types. Yes. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. All right, this is what I'm going to do. All right, so let's install this, whatever it is. Yarn add React hook form. And I'm just going to use this quick start here just to see what it gives me. And before I do that, I will do this and move it to the bottom. And after that, I will copy this verbatim. And I need to do this part right here, so we'll copy that. I don't want to type that out myself. What was this? Okay, all right, maybe I will type it out myself if it's going to play games with me like that. So we'll do use form from what? React hook form. All right, and in here I need to call my thing. So we'll say const. We'll just use form. Oh wait, I can give it options. What are the options I can give it? Props optional. Okay, and then async default value. Oh, and default values. Oh, okay. That's all right. That's useful actually. Let's see what we have access to. What is it returning? All right, we got clear errors, control, form, state, values, handle, submit. That's what I think I want, maybe. Yeah, cool. I think that's what I want. Oh, I see what it's doing. So I can pass in the data to handle, submit, and I guess it'll do stuff, maybe. I don't know. Guess we'll see. Looking at some docs. Guess that's under resource. Okay, no. API maybe. We'll use this for now. All right, so I'm gonna pull out register. No idea what register is doing. Oh, wait, here we are. All right, so one key concept in React hook form is to register your component into the hook. This will make its value available for both the form validation and submission. Okay, so I do need register, so we'll pull that out, register. We'll also close that. And we'll keep it at that for now. And let's see. All right, so yeah, so it's, oh, wait a minute. What is register? I see. Okay, so whatever this is going to return an object, I suppose. So the input that I want is actually this right here, I think. Now, what's interesting to me is how does this register work? Like name, option. So what's the default option? Why did that do that? So I want to know what this type is. Okay, it's not gonna get, okay, sure. Register options. What? Wait a minute, why? Okay, that's interesting. Why can't I get access to this type here? I don't like that. All right, well, let's go here and let's see if I can find it inside of this, in this here file. So I think it was called, what was it? Register options, that type. And yeah, I want to search in this repository. All right, so we're importing register options, but I want to get the type. Here we are, type register options. I don't know if I want the validator, but maybe, yeah, all right, yeah, maybe it's that, and validator. Okay, register options. I have min length. Do I have a type? Like, is this like what kind of data can go into here? That's what's unknown to me right now. But for now, I will just play along. This is gonna be prompt, and it will be required. So okay, that's an extra option. Okay, so required true. Is there a type? What are my options? Ah, okay. I think this is it. All right, this is how you do it. So I can tell what kind of type it should be. And I imagine that the default type is text, maybe. I'm gonna be explicit though. And actually, I'm gonna call it a number just to see if it's gonna behave the way that I expect it to behave. And then this one is going to not be required. And let's see if there's an option type. Is this one different? Because maybe it's not required, maybe? Let's see if that makes a difference in what's here. Type. Okay, no. I see. All right, I'm dumb. I think maybe. Yes, yes. This is me being dumb, I think. Or maybe not. This is slightly different. So this one, it comes after the prompt. All right, I don't understand that. That's a weird, that's weird. I don't think I did that. Maybe I did, maybe. I don't really know. But yeah, we'll do number for now, just to make sure that works. And let's do type. Is there a select? No, there's not a select, okay. So I'm gonna just delete that for now. And there won't be errors for last name. There'll just be errors for prompt. I have no idea where this type is coming from. Like, how does it know? But we'll figure that out later. I will say prompt is required. All right, and I'll get rid of all this. So errors. Cannot find name errors. Did you mean error? I don't think I did it. Handle submit. Data. Okay, let's pull out handle submit. Just get rid of that error. And let's come back to here. Oh, okay, that comes from form state. Okay. So we'll do form state. And I don't like this nesting BS, so I'm not gonna nest it. I'm gonna put form state dot errors like that. Okay, see what we get. Brokenness. Add the use client directive at the top of the file. Wait, what? Create context only works in client components. Add the use client directive at the top of the file to use it. All right, let's see what this is talking about. Okay, I guess in app it automatically defaults to doing server-side generation. So maybe this is being explicit and saying, hey, render this on the client or it will be rendered on the client. Yes, that was it. All right, look at that. It does. Okay, so this is working the way that I thought. So let's put this to text. Text. And we get back text. I thought there was a text area. Is there not a text area? There's definitely a text area. Maybe that's not considered input. So let's come here and see the things that I can do. Use form, context. State. Actually, I think I can just do text area. Should be able to just do text area like this. And this should just work. Yes, yes, I can. All right, cool. So I can do that. And let's make it bigger. Yeah, cool. Now I need to figure out a way to get the state, like what's in the state object. And what I could do is return one of these doodads like that. And inside of here, well, first I'll put like a, I don't know, H1, H something, H2. Yeah, we'll put this inside of an H2. No, actually, no, that's false. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna put this inside of a pre so that it formats it. It may not format it because I think this did like a CSS reset and I don't know CSS. So what you're watching is someone who isn't a web developer, who doesn't know like CS or any of that stuff, attempt to do this. So we're gonna stringify whatever's in form state. What the fuck? Form state, and let's see if there's anything that I can get out of here. Default values, dirty fields, just loading, submitted as valid. guess I will just do all of that. Do null to get some formatting in there. Does the form state never change? All right, so maybe that's, all right, maybe this isn't working the way that I think. Man, this is turned into figure out how to use this, whatever this is. Form state, what's in here? Oh, they have videos at least, so I guess I could watch that. But for now, I'm going to try to read this. So this object contains information about the entire form state. It helps you keep on track with the user's interaction with the form application. All right, so I am registering that. So like it should have data in there. Set value. Oh, get values. Okay, how about that? So an optimized helper for reading form values. The difference between watch and get values is that get values will not trigger re-renders or subscribe to input changes. Okay, I'm going to try that. I don't think that's what I want, but I'm going to try that first. So let's see, where's get values used here? Values, and that's going to return this. This is going to return an object. Okay, so then instead of doing form state, I'm going to do get values, which maybe I need to pull that out. Yes, I do. So we'll say get values, and let's see what we get. All right, so it said that it won't subscribe to re-renders. So I think that's the focus. So it says that there's a difference between get values and watch. So maybe it's watch that I want. Watch is a function that takes in optionally. Okay, that may be it. So instead of get values, I'm going to call watch so that I get re-renders. I hope, maybe. Let's refresh. I'm still not doing what I would expect it to do. I expected that to re-render. All right, so this method will watch specified inputs and return their values. It's useful to render input. I have to specify it. Oh man. Okay. I guess that makes sense, I guess. Although no. Watch here. I think it should do what I think. All right, so when default value is not defined, the first render watch will return undefined because it's called before register. Okay, when the default value, I don't think that matters. The API will trigger re-render at the root of your app or form. Consider using callback or the use watch API if you're experiencing performance issues. All right, let's, what are we doing? So watch show age. Where is that being used? Is that really what I want though? Do I want get filled state? Is that technically what I want? No. I don't know if that's what I want. This use watch thing. Behave similar to the watch API. However, this will isolate re-rendering at the custom hook level and potentially result in better performance for your application. Okay. Now just give it use watch and like it'll just give me everything. I don't want to have to look for a field. That's basically where I'm at. I will if I have to, but I don't want to. So how is this used? I'll just call you. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So then control name. What the hell is control? Oh, okay. Now I see here. So it's something that gets passed in. All right. No, I don't think I want to do that. I don't want to do that. I just want to see, like, can I not see the state of my form? Like, is this just a re-render issue? maybe. So let's put in a value here. Let's watch for prompt. See what that does. Nothing. Okay, literally nothing. I get nothing now. And now I get an empty object. Looks like I need to learn how to use whatever this thing is. Like I said, this is the first time I've used it. But in any case, I've already done enough for the OpenAI stuff. That's actually the whole point of this, was that I wanted to just test out this completion, and I've done that. I can show that part working at least. Let me pull up Pi. Ran into a few snags here and there, but now you can put in whatever prompt that you like. Except I did change this to be 16. What I really want to do is to change this so that it comes in here. So actually, yeah, I'll go ahead and put that in right quick. So instead of this being just 16, I'll put like response length or response size, maybe. Is that a good name? And that will be a string. But I'm going to hard code it for now. It'll be short, medium. I'm gonna do this S, M, or L, like so. And max tokens. I'm going to create a little utility function to deal with this. So we'll just say. Yeah, so we'll say const, I don't know, get max tokens. That's gonna take in see, this is why I should have this as a type. So I'm gonna pull this out into its own type. So we'll call this type response size or content size. Content response size, how about that? Content completion response size, completion response, just completion size, and that's going to be equal to this thing right there. Come on now. And this will be completion size, like so. All right, cool. And this is going to be the size, which is going to be a completion size, and that's going to return. Basically, I'm just going to do a, what do you call this thing? Ternary, essentially. So we'll say size is equal to S. We'll return 16. Oh no, we won't return 16. We'll return 100. I think that's what I had. Otherwise, we'll return this. So we'll say size is equal to M. I think I had it as 300, maybe. Do 300. And we'll also do size equal. Honestly, you should never do this. In fact, I'm saying you should never do this. I'm not going to do this either. All right, how about that? I'm not going to do this. But let me finish it just so you know what I'm doing. Let me go ahead and finish it. But never do this. This, in my opinion, is not great. It's very terse. It's very expressive. But someone who doesn't really know much or understand really how JavaScript works, this could be a little bit confusing for them. It's easier to understand when it's formatted, but even then, like, I'm gonna show a better way of doing this, or handling this rather. So if it's size L, then we'll say it'll be 500. Otherwise, we'll return never. Or I don't know, we'll just put in 16 as a default. So that's gonna be our default. All right, so then I'm going to go ahead and call my get max tokens, and we're going to pull out from our prompt. We're going to expect we're going to right here. So I'm going to rename this to completion size. All right. What? Completion size. right, and then this is going to be completion size. Just put that in there like that. Cool. All right, so now this will not work. Well, it will work. I'm just going to, it's just going to be 16 now. So if I run this, we should just get back 16 right now. So yeah. All right, but now if I give it a, who's the fairest of them all? And I'm going to give a completion size of, oh yeah, we're going to do S like that. Let's make sure I format this properly. And this needs to be a string. All right, cool. Why is this tripping? Let's never, ever do this here. No need for that. Don't give me that. Everyone is not. Don't give me that. Completion size is actually pulling it out. Okay, so I see what's happening. All right, so yeah, let's not do this. I don't like this. We're gonna use a switch or case. Is it switch? I don't know what it's called. There's a statement in here. I think it's switch. So we'll do that, and we'll switch on the size, and we're gonna say case S, and then we'll do case M. That's weird. Why did it do that? Like so. Wait, something's going on. Why is this weird? Oh, okay. I guess I don't know. I don't know what that's about. Then we're gonna do case L. I'm not sure why it's not discriminating here. That's kind of what I would expect, but whatever. And really, I don't need this break. It's kind of a placeholder for now. So for here, I'm just going to return. Right? I can also just return early return. We'll return 100. Here, I'll return 300. Here, I will return 500. And then default is going to be, I don't know, never. Bro, never. Return never. Let's see. Return never switch. But fuck it, I'm going to go to my code that I'm gonna go to some code that I've done in the past that does this. All right, so we'll look for never in this repository. Oh yeah, it's not never. Let's look for default, maybe. Oh wow, wait, what? That is interesting. Do I not have switch statements? I don't know if I trust that. That's all right, let's see. We'll go to lib. Let's go to, which one of these could it be? Like throw never, it's like throw something. I want to throw, but how about that? Yeah, I'll just say throw error. Throw new error, and we'll just say invalid size. So we'll say size invalid completion size, and then I'll put it in the size that's given, like so. All right, there we go. Yeah, we'll just throw an error now. So this is a lot more readable than the last one. Of course, it's a little bit more ceremony, but I think it's worth it. Yeah. So now hopefully I'll get an error thrown if things aren't working, if things aren't the way that they should be. So let's do it here. And all right, I do. Okay, so let's see, completion tokens, total tokens. All right, yeah, depending on what you define as fair, so everyone has different ideas of beauty. Right. So I should get back a short poem this time. All right, so yeah, it seems to be working. The mirror declared, so grim and shrewd, I am the fairest of them all. 'Twas a boast for snow. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, is that plagiarism? What? Oh, okay, that works. See, invalid completion size M. Shit. So my switch is working. That's really what I just wanted to validate that that's working. Okay. All right, yeah, cool. So now I can optionally pass in this right here. And in fact, instead of throwing an error, what I'm going to do is just say, if you don't give me anything, I'm going to return the default. So that's the default. So we'll just do that. And now if I don't specify this, I also need to make sure that this is an optional type, like so, because this completion size right here, that can be undefined. But I'm not sure why. Request body. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, it's because I didn't type it. I didn't type it as such. This can be optional. So now everything works. If I didn't do that, so like this should fail when I try to call it, because this can be optional. So this also needs to be optional. Okay. Now I can also make this non-optional and just say, if it doesn't exist, don't even call this function, and instead just default to 16. But I think that this is probably a better way, maybe. Although I no longer will get the result if I won't. Never mind. I'm going to do it the way that I had it. This is going to be, that's going to be the way it is. So we're going to say max tokens. We're going to ask the question, completion size, like so, and then we'll pass it in. Otherwise, I'm just going to put 16. So now, let me undo a few of these things. Now I can get my error thrown. So if you pass me an invalid, completion size, I'll get an error, which is what I want. But I also need to come back here and make this optional, and then come down here and literally just do the same thing I just got through doing. So we'll do this. Otherwise, return 16, like so. All right, cool. So now I no longer have to give a completion size. Invalid JSON. There we are. Cool. All right. Yeah, here's the reason why I did that. It's because on my UI, which I don't really know how to build, I am going to have this section ID thing. Maybe. Let me go ahead and copy that out. So we'll put that here, I guess. What the hell is going on with this? What the all right, whatever. I'll just do this like a freaking fool. All right. Then this is going to be optional, right? So instead of having this right here, this value or whatever, I can just be like nothing. I just won't put any value. So if you don't give me anything, it's just going to be undefined, and it's going to default to 16. Now, how does this work? I don't know. No idea. Looks like though I can pass in this block and call register register, or I have to wrap it, register, and the name of the thing. So this is going to be content size, like that. I'm going to rename this. In fact, I don't think I need this ID. I think this handles it for me. That may be what register does, is doing all that. And I may not even need name. It could also be doing that for me as well, hopefully. Probably not. I'm going to leave it. So we're going to register whatever that is. And then after registration, we'll give it an optional thing. And this will not be required. And type, I don't even think it matters. So maybe I don't need to do this optional thing. Maybe I do. Oh. Name is specified more than once. What do you mean it's specified more than once? That doesn't make sense to me. This spread always, this over here. Okay, I see. So maybe it is doing that for me. All right, so let's go back to my little thingamajig. All right, so we'll do that. Now, of course, I have no idea how to actually get the state out of here. That's something that I haven't figured out. I haven't figured it out yet. Let's see if my headphones are at least charged a little bit. No, shit, they're not charging. What the hell? All right, let me do a little bit of... This is the stupidest thing ever. It's like, well, of course it's fucking plugged in. Why would I? Okay, whatever. Okay, this... No, this isn't helpful. How do I like turn? Can you like reset? How do you restart? Noise control in the digital. Okay. This until it flashes. Flashes white. Until it's like, okay, done. Cool. So now let's see if it'll the thing. Okay, did it connect? I think I may have to go to the Apple store. This is silly. I haven't even owned these for that long. And all they just sit here. Battery life has always sucked. It's always been trash, but like now they won't even charge. I'm still upset about this too. Like, I don't understand why this isn't doing what I would expect it to do. So I'm probably going to do a little bit of, let me undo that. I'm going to do a little bit of reading, I suppose. Like, ideally what I want to do is I want to have a function, like a component called state or render state or something like that. And its whole purpose in life is going to be to take in an object and just render it out. So yeah, in any case, I think this is probably good enough for today. So let's do some committing, I suppose. Come into the Devlog. Yep, add that, and let me go ahead and restart desktop to get the latest version. And maybe I should have been committing along the way, because now there's a shit ton of stuff, but that's okay, because some of the stuff I know what I added. So I added that, so I won't commit that. I added this pages completion. Yep, ts config. I will not commit that. So I have my yarn lock. I also won't commit that. And inside of my package.json, there are certain things that I'm going to get rid of. For instance, I don't want to commit that. And I also don't want to commit this or that. Everything else is fine though. Which it seems like it was already there. Let me go ahead and remove this line. Just delete that. So now we get this. So yeah, I just don't want to commit my package.json. I don't want to commit this either yet. Actually, yeah, I'll commit that. And then I'll commit this. Well, I won't commit that either. So the first thing is I'm going to bootstrap. Oh, no, I'm not going to bootstrap. What's this? Ah, it looks like there's style changes. Okay. All right, so we'll just say prep project. This is a useless commit message. I didn't get that out of the way. So actually, I'm going to undo that. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. Okay, so now we're going to say install dependencies. Common. So yeah, this is adding a new whatever the route thing is. What is? So we're going to say configure OpenAI. And now I want to add in my, what do you call that thing? That import alias. All right. And first thing here is now here, yeah. So we're gonna create a completion route. And finally, we're just gonna put like, I don't know, scaffold out basic page to call completion route. All right, and I don't want to push that to origin like so. So I'll do create a new branch, and we'll just call this, I don't know, create basic form. I don't know. I normally like to have puns for my things. Let the boy watch. I will just say let him watch. All right, publish that. We'll create a PR. So this is adds basic scaffolding. Scaffolding. And of course, I normally have to like put stuff here, but I'm not gonna do that. Not right now. not that important to me right now. All right, cool, that exists. Let me do some configuration of this. So I don't want to have a wiki. I'm not gonna deal with issues. Preserve this project, okay. I'm not using projects. Allow merge commits, sure, yes. All right, allow squash merging, sure. Allow rebase, no, we're not gonna allow that. Automatically have back branches, yep. Auto merge, no, I'm not gonna do that. So that'll, oh man, it could screw me up because I don't pay enough attention sometimes. How many branches and tags can be updated in a single push? No, we're not gonna do that. Now let's put in some branch protection. So we'll add a protection rule for main. All right, so we're going to require a pull request before merging. Require approvals. Yes. No. Yeah. Dismiss Del pull request when new commits are pushed. Require review from code owners. Allow specified actors. Yeah. Require status checks. This is going to be a yes. Yeah, I'll just make it yes now. There is none. That's the issue. That's why I'm like, it's going to be a yes. But until I do the integration with Vercel, there won't be any. So I won't do that yet. Require conversation resolution before merging. Require sign commits. Nope. Require linear history. Prevent merge commits from being pushed to merge matching branches. Block branch do not allow bypass. Yeah. All right, cool. So yeah, we'll go ahead and create that branch protection rule. That way I don't accidentally screw myself up, which happens a little bit more often than I like to admit. And all right, so yeah, we won't do any protected tags right now. Yeah, I think this is it. Do I want to use actions? I don't know if I need to use actions right now, but I'm going to keep it there. We'll just keep it there for right now. Let me go ahead and, no, I'm not gonna do it yet. I'm gonna wait until after I have at least a basic UI. And then what I'll do is build up a database that can basically like store whatever completions as well as prompts. And then I can put this out on the web and you can, give it some things. Of course, I can make it a little bit more contextual, which of course, I'll do that eventually. But yeah, so far, I think this is off to a solid start. Apologies for, getting bogged down in this web part. I believe I spent a little bit more time than I should have on Next and just dealing with, HTML form issues, trying to learn a new library, but it's fine. This is, the life of development. So in the future, what I'll do is I'll get more into detail about, into these things and see what we can build. Until then, I think I'm going to call it. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. You are helping my content. This is for the YouTube algorithm. If I get a lot of watch hours, I can get paid faster. So please share this with your friends and tell them to watch the whole thing. And they don't even have to watch it. Just tell them to play it in the background. I don't care if they watch it. Just play it in the background. Get my watch time up, and that'll get me closer to partnership, which hopefully will improve my recommendations. Ideally, I'll do more streaming. All right, that's what I would prefer to do. So if I notice that I'm getting support, I will continue to do it, and I'll probably do it more and for longer. In any case, I'm out. Have a good night, morning, whatever it is. It's 1 a.m. for me. I am going to get ready for bed, I suppose. Peace.